It was the beginning of 2025, a freezing January night on the northern coast of Maine. Snow drifted quietly over the empty docks, and the ocean sounded like it was breathing. The locals called this place the Stillwater, not because it was calm, but because it was waiting. 19-year-old Ethan Wells and his friends, Liam and Noah, had rented a small wooden cabin that stood right above the sea. It was supposed to be a quiet weekend getaway, a break from school, from deadlines, from everything. When they picked up the key, the old fisherman who owned the place said just one thing: "Don't go near the water after midnight. It remembers." They laughed, brushed it off as superstition. But that night, as the wind grew stronger and the sea slapped against the stilts of the cabin, they heard something strange, a low, wet breathing sound coming from under the floorboards. Liam smirked. "It's probably a seal." But Noah frowned. There are no seals this far north, not this time of year. He looked out through the frosted window and saw the rope tied to the dock slowly sliding down into the dark water, as if something below was pulling it. Ethan's flashlight flickered. In the distance, the old boathouse across the shore lit up for a moment, though no one had lived there in years. Then, from beneath the floor, they stepped outside, flashlights cutting through the fog. The air was still, almost too still, the kind of silence that presses against your ears. Noah pointed at the dock. The rope's gone. Only ripples remained, small, perfect circles spreading across the surface. Ethan's light swept across the wood and stopped. There, a handprint, small, wet, pale. Then another, leading down toward the icy edge of the dock. The temperature dropped sharply. Their breaths turned white in the air. And then from under the pier, a whisper, faint, female. "Help me." Liam leaned closer, trying to see, and a hand shot out of the water, grabbing his wrist. He screamed. The others pulled him back just in time. The hand slipped away, vanishing beneath the surface. On the wood, left behind, a rusted ring carved with initials E.W. Ethan stared at it, frozen. Those were his initials. They ran back to the cabin, slamming the door shut, but the wind outside grew louder, like a woman crying. The lights flickered, once, twice, then steadied. In the window's reflection, Ethan saw not their faces, but a drenched girl standing behind them. Her eyes were open, lifeless. Her lips moved, whispering words they couldn't hear. The air turned ice cold. The floor creaked, slow and heavy, as if footsteps moved across the room, but no one was there. Ethan's hands shook as he started recording on his phone. The screen glitched, flickers of static and distorted sound. Then the camera caught something. Under the wooden floorboards, faces. Dozens of them, pale and distorted, pressed against the planks. Hands reaching up, mouths opening in silent screams. Liam whispered, "We have to get out. Now." He pulled the door, but it was swollen shut, soaked from inside. Outside, the tide had risen. The cabin's legs were half underwater. The whispering grew louder, voices calling their names. Noah backed away, shaking. "This isn't real." Then he looked at the window. In the reflection, he saw himself and Liam, but not Ethan. Behind them stood something else. A woman, soaked, hair floating like black seaweed, her eyes white. The glass cracked. water begin to pour in through the cracks in the floor. Their screams faded beneath the sound of rushing waves. This was only the beginning. Subscribe now for the nightmares to continue.